Hey besties, and today I am going to show you how to take one of your old wigs and turn it into a natural curly wig. So this is what the wig looked like when I started, and this is what she will look like in the end. So the first thing you're going to need is some perm rods. I'm using the purple ones, and you need some end wraps. Now I'm going to show you a really quick trick on how to use the end wraps. Place it in the palm of your hand, take the back of your comb, and just twist, twist, twist until they start to fold up like this little fan. Trust me, you will thank me later. This is going to make it so much easier for you to pick the end wraps up as you go along. So I did go ahead and pre-washed her. I did it with a hydrating shampoo. You will need a clarifying shampoo, but do not pre-wash it with a clarifying. Wash it with your regular moisturizing and hydrating shampoo. And as you can see, she just has that loose wave to her. I want like a loose curl, like that natural curly look. So that's why I am going to be using the purple rods. If you want a tighter curl, like a deep curly look, I would recommend either the gray rods or the pink rods. And if you want like a really tight jerry curl, more like the kinkier curl look, use the yellow rods. I had to take it down and separate those two sections because I do want it to stay a middle part, and that's the only reason I did that. So if you do a side part, pre-part it, and then you will roll your hair around the section of your part. Then I'm taking this and I'm going to section it into 3 sections, 2 on the side and 1 in the back. Now this is 2 bundles of hair and just a 5x5 closure. The more hair, the more rollers you are going to need. And the smaller the size, the more rollers you will need. Again, I used the purple rods, and I used about 4.5 packs. So you simply want to take your end wrap and you want to glide it down to the end of the hair. You want to make sure the end wrap is covering the end of the hair. That's very important. You see that? There's no hair sticking out of the end wrap. And then you just want to wrap it around like you're doing a Shirley Temple curl set. Just wrap it around evenly. And just like I said, this is 2 bundles of hair. So I'm taking 2 rolls at a time. The weft was not double before I made this wig. So if your wig is made with double tracks, you only want to take 1 roll at a time. You don't want it to be too thick, or the curls will come out super loose. And if you are gonna double it like that, you want to do it faster, then drop down on the sides of the roller. Go smaller with the roller because it'll still come out a loose curl. So now I am at the top and I'm just pulling it down to leave that part in. And and the reason why I'm doing the closure last the way I did it, I don't want those rollers to be on base. I know a lot of you guys didn't go to hair school, so you don't know what that means. On base would be like right to your scalp. I am going for a looser curl look here. I want a natural curly look in this wig. So I'm going to roll it to where it will meet the eyebrow because I want a flatter top. If you want the volume all the way up to the top of your wig, then make sure you roll the rollers on base, and that will go all the way up, not the way that I have it loosely hanging down. Again, I want a more of a natural curl, even though I love big hair and I do like on base curls, but for this particular wig, because this is going to be my beach and pool wig for the summer, so that's why I did it that way. And as you can see, they drop down only on the closure. The rest of the tracks are right up to the top. So now I am going in and we're going to put this in a pot of medium-low heat. You're never going to make it higher and you're never going to make it lower, but you do want to, while you're rolling it, have this simmering so the water will be warm when you put the wig in. And you just want to press it down. Please use a pot that you don't cook in. If you've been following me, you know that I've been using this pot for years. So I'm just pressing it down and then I let that simmer for about 2.5 hours. And then you're going to pull it out. I have a towel always sitting off to the side. So just let as much as that water as you possibly can drain off into the pot. This is quite a long process. So there is a part 2 and that will be coming up next. So I'm going to go ahead and re-roll all the rollers that came, a loose,